Working around music, the digital age has been catching up to this magical store. As the industry has turned to music downloads, it has squeezed out small, personalized stores like Sundance and come
music has always been a love of mine, and the physical media is a lot of fun. You feel like you own something, and an LP gets you to kind of go home and sit down and relax and listen in your own environment. And I think it's a completely different type of experience. The artwork, if you have an artist who focuses on artwork and lyrics and things like that, you can get a very nice, complete package.
I think it's so important, and I feel like it plays such a big aspect in another outlet of how the music artist can kind of express themselves on their own album cover. And I think it's just such a treat to see a more in-depth look of what else they want to express other than just their music.
I think it's cool, like, to collect things, and I also think it's cool, like, the tangibility of it. Like, if you love an album so much, you're like, I want to have it in real life and not digitally on my phone. Like, I want to hold it and see it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's important.
I've just always, my heart has always been with the store. Even when I left school and moved on to bigger and better things, as everybody does, you know, in a college town, you eventually move on and do what you get your degree in. I'm an old employee of the original Sundance, which I worked there from, I think, around 91 to about 95 while I was here going to school. And Thomas, who was the owner that I bought this from, he also worked there at the time. And he went off to Houston and started his own record shop there. And he decided to get the name back going here. Bobby and Nancy were the original owners of Sundance, and they retired about a decade ago. And so Thomas got the name going again, and he was running it for a couple of years, and he decided to keep the store in Houston and not run this one anymore. So I bought it from him. But I was here managing it for about 2 years. First I was a customer, and after about 3 years, I just kind of asked if they had a job opening, and I just got lucky. And they said, yeah, actually we do.
I've worked at Sundance for 2 years. I actually applied at like the perfect time because they had just like fired someone and I was looking for a job. So it was actually the only place that I applied, and then they hired me. So it was very lucky. I like sharing my music. Like, I think it's cool to like be able to play music for everyone in the store, especially music that like I feel like I can't play like around my friends sometimes because like they don't have the same taste as me. So it's interesting to like play whatever I want.
Vinyls, I definitely love the art and aesthetics it carries, and just the physicality of it, and just being able to like hold the music itself literally. It plays such a big role in my day-to-day life. As soon as I get up, I'm putting something on. If I'm walking to school, to work, if I'm working on projects, and depending on the mood I'm in, I will play certain things that help me lock in on my project or just kind of help the creativity flow.
Small daughters, and what I like about it is my daughters and I will sit and actually consume the music. Like, we'll sit, we'll look at the album, and we'll like, you kind of physically hold the music, as opposed to when we're streaming, it's mostly just like, it's something that happens in the background, whereas something with the vinyl, it's a more active engagement with the music. That's what I like about it. And we always go to the local record shops. And when music was still local, meaning that, you know, you didn't find your music from the internet, right? You found it because a local radio station was playing some records, or you know, your local store had something. And so different towns have different records. And so there's stuff I can find here in Texas and at Sundance that I can't find in San Francisco.
So we try to bring a really good variety in. I feel like we're pretty deep on most of the major genres and even some of the other smaller genres. As a 21st century or a 20th century person, I've never really gotten into digital really all that much. I feel kind of honored to be carrying the torch now of a business that's been around almost 50 years. So.